The final thing we'll look at is graphing what we call directed numbers. So we're looking at graphing directed numbers on a number line. So you may recall from previously that we said a directed number was either positive or negative, whole number, or a fraction, which includes decimals. So our definition of a directed number equals integers, which are positive or negative whole numbers, plus fractions, which may be positive or negative as well. Okay, so both integers and fractions have a direction. So what we mean by direction is simply plus or minus. So just integers are whole numbers, but we also include fractions for directed numbers. Now we're looking at graphing these on a number line. So page 73 has some examples there. And let's have a look at the first one on page 73. We have x greater than negative 2.5. So this is a mixed number. Okay, so we draw a number line, just like it has in the book. And just use a ruler, not like me. I'm just drawing it freehand. Okay, so you can mark x, and we're going to fill in the number line. Okay, so you've got 0. Because x is greater than negative 2, we're working backwards from 0, because it's negative. So 0, 1, 2. Whoops, these should have a sign. Negative 1, negative 2. And we'll put in negative 3 as well. So negative 2.5 is the midway point between negative 3 and negative 2. So I'll just mark that. I'll just draw the line down so I can clearly mark it. This is where our negative 2.5 is. Okay, so we've drawn the number line. We've marked where the number of interest is, so negative 2.5. Then, let's draw that a bit taller. Then we're going to draw a circle with no fill. So fill is, this is a circle with no fill. A circle with fill is filled in. Okay, so that's a fill circle. A no-fill circle is simply doesn't have any white inside of it. Okay, it's hollow. Okay, so coming back to x greater than negative 2.5, we draw a no-fill circle. Other terms for that are open and unshaded. And open and unshaded are the ones used in your book. So you should use those. And closed for filled. Other terms are closed or shaded. Okay, that's shaded. Okay, so you've got no fill, open, unshaded, and fill, closed, shaded. Okay, so we're using a open or an unshaded circle here. And let's just draw the line. Draw a line like this. Now what the unshaded circle means is that we don't include, when we're graphing this number, we don't include negative 2.5 itself, because we're saying x is greater than negative 2.5. Now you may remember these greater than and also less than symbols as the crocodile jaws. So the crocodile jaws, you read them from left to right. When they're open, it means the crocodile's trying to eat something larger than itself when you look at it from left to right. And when it's the other way, it means the jaws are closed, so what's to the left of the jaws is smaller than what's to the right. Okay, so coming back to this, so we say x is greater than negative 2.5. We're not actually including negative 2.5. Okay, we're saying greater than negative 2.5. Okay, and there's an important difference there. If we were including negative 2.5, you could say it as greater than or equal to. That's the actual wording you would use. Greater than or equal to. But when we're not doing that, we're just saying greater than, which is the crocodile jaws there. And incidentally, this greater than or equal to looks like this. It's got a greater than symbol, but it's got a little line, a little dash underneath the crocodile jaws. Okay, that means greater than or equal to. Whereas this one over here means greater than. That's less than, and so less than or equal to, as you may be able to guess, is less than with a little line as well. Okay, so this is negative 2.5. So open unshaded circle, starting at negative 2.5 and increasing, because it's greater than, increasing all the way past 0 and onto infinity. The final example we'll cover is also on graphing directed numbers on a number line. So I'll just erase this as my screen is filling up very quickly. Okay, so this is also from your book, page 73. So you can have a look at this in your book for more detail. So it's negative 2 and a third. Then we have a less than symbol. Then we have x. And then we have a less than and or equal to symbol. Okay, so that's x. It's not a time symbol. I'll put in some serifs. Okay, so negative 2 and a third is less than x, and it's also less than or equal to 3.4. Okay, now let's look at the number line for this one. I'll try to draw it a bit larger. You should be using a ruler. Okay, so we can look at the smaller number, negative 2 and a third. So we'll probably start with negative 3 over here. And we'll draw negative 2, negative 1, 0. Use a ruler for this, and you can use the centimeters for your spacing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've gone up to 4 because we know that x is going to be less than 3.4. So we've got a range from negative 3 and up to 4 because we know x is going to fall within that range. So where do we graph x? Okay, so the lower bounds is negative 2 and a third. So let's just say that's about there. I'll just draw the line down and say negative 2 and a third. Okay, and we're going to have a open circle there, or unshaded circle. Then we're going up to 3.4, which is about there. You can use a ruler and get the exact spacing, and I'll just mark that down here. 3.4. Okay, so I'll draw, this time I'm drawing a solid circle because it's less than or equal to. So this one equal to, we include 3.4. So we do mark that with a solid circle. And then we just draw a line between the two circles. So that's how we do number C on page 73. Have a look at the book, which shows it in a little more detail.